I have questions, right? Because I was trying to remember when he was popular as a rapper, right? Or like he was really hot, like Fish Grease for a second, right? With a couple of singles with DJ Khaled. Something tells me that around that time he was probably not married. So I can completely see like, hey, he had his fun. He could have been with his, well, I guess at that point in time could have been soon to be wife, but I think he can semantic himself into the truth, right? And say, hey, if he said, hey, when we got married, I've never cheated on my wife. Cool. But when she was my girlfriend, yeah, I did cheat on her. Right? That would make sense.
That's a big difference.
Right? That would make sense. And, I can imagine like how much at some point in time do you kind of get you're full. Like, you know what I mean? Like I get it. Yes, having a bunch of options can be hard for men in general. But I'll be honest with you. Like sometimes, you get to a point where it's like, okay, that's cool. And maybe you're not moved by that anymore. Maybe you're looking for different things to kind of really get you going. You know what I mean? So I do believe him. Let me start by saying that. I do believe that he's being honest, actually, when he says, hey, I've never cheated on my wife. I believe once he became married, he was like, hey, because I do think that is a good thing to promote to a certain extent. I do think young brothers need to hear it. Not that because it doesn't exist, it's because I feel like part of the reason why I decided to even do a podcast is because a lot of times the positive people who are living positive lives aren't out there saying, hey, these are the positive things that I do. And so the young people don't hear it. And then all they hear is the negative and the shit like that. So, okay, cool. I get, even if he is othering himself, I do get it does say something to maybe those 3 fans of his that still look up to him that he might be able to influence with this story, right? So I just want to say that.
The shade. I think my monitor is getting darker. I can't see it so much.
Now, what I also want to say too, before we get out of here, is that, this overdrive segment, the what was it the disclaimer at the top of the show? It still applies. If not, it might doubly apply here, right? So anything I say during this segment, what I'm about to say, you know what I'm saying, counts as it's part of overdrive. And let me say this. Sometimes cheating is needed, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all motherfuckers.
Don't be like that.
Let me settle in. Okay, here we go.
Oh, Jay's got comfortable.
Let me get comfortable.
No.
We're going to
I'm saying like
overdrive.
sometimes cheating for certain couples is a recalibration. It's like a canary in the mine coal, as they would say. Well, no, technically at this point, the mine is already fucked up. She would have missed the canary part a long time ago. But what I'm saying is, it's a chance to reset. Obviously, there are things maybe broken in the relationship, like trust, right? But sometimes because like, how like people need drama, right? People need drama in their lives. Like nobody would watch it. We don't watch the news that gives us positive news. It's not because the news don't want to show it to us. We've shown we don't give a fuck about positive shit. We talked about it earlier in the show. We like negativity. So I do think sometimes cheating is like the character arc in some people's romantic stories. They need that to kind of like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying, what I was saying is I think we got to look at cheating differently. You know what I'm saying? I think we have to recast the opportunity that cheating can be in strengthening a relationship is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I get that y'all expect people to show up as their true, honest selves. But most psychiatrists or therapists, or even if we're being honest with ourselves, like we're not always honest with ourselves. But you know what is honest? Our actions. Right? I mean, yeah, we're trying to lie about it, but if you go out there and cheat, there's a reason why you did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think confronting that real reason gives a couple an opportunity to rebuild stronger relationships. You know what I mean? There's a study that says that people who survive cheating are 40% more likely to stay married than people who never cheated. I just made that up.
Okay. I love how you made sure that you pointed out that you just made that shit up. I love that. Because, Delvin was with the heart immediately. He was like, yes, great study. Great study.
It could be true.
I'm all for making relationships stronger.
It could be true.
Yeah, that was the most important part. S.N.M. He didn't get a chance to fact check my stats.
Right.
But listen, I'm taking my cues from the president. Like this, the only thing that fucked me up was that I couldn't keep a straight face. You know what I'm saying? In 2025 and beyond, fuck what y'all talking about.
I'm just wondering why S&M doesn't want to make relationships stronger.
Look, first of all, we're not going to switch it that way. We're not going to switch it that way. What we will say, because you didn't know what I was going to say, I was actually going to say, okay, well, as long as it worked for both sides, I'm good with that then. If cheating makes the relationship stronger for men, then it should make the relationship stronger for women. And I want to tell you why. Because it's natural. If women are going to cheat, they're supposed to be cheating up. Because for a man with more money, for better genes, or less audacity.
See, this is...
I'm just saying, if we don't talk about cheating, then women should be cheating too then. Let everybody cheat. Let everybody cheat. Everybody get their cups on.
Cheating is like an IV. You get dehydrated, you need an IV. You go cheat, you get your fluids back up, you're ready to be in a relationship again. Okay? The physiology between men and women is different. Okay?
Thank you.
So what revives a man, right, will not necessarily work in the physiology of a woman.
I disagree.
So, that's why it's IVs. It's intermittent vagina. There's no...
Wait, what you call it? Intermittent vagina.
That's a fact.
What?
Yes. Now, if a woman wants to get an IV, I really don't have a problem with it. It might not work the same way.
Hold on.
But shit, do what you got to do.
Intermittent vagina.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Why does it have to be about women? Why are we lowering women to have to cheat for? This is not about... What's good for the goose is not the... It's not the same thing. I hate this argument when you make it every single time.
Because it's a valid argument.
No, I'm going to tell you why, S.N.M. It's not a valid argument, right? Because I'm not making the argument based off of gender, to be honest with you. I think it really just comes down to the cheating itself. You get what I'm saying? It really comes down to like the reasons or what led to the cheating itself, not just... So I hear what you're saying, but I don't think they're the same. Oftentimes, because the dynamics in relationships are the same. We bemoan how women tend to be, I guess, more emotionally capable. They use that to their benefit. They can argue guys down. They can bully themselves. They can cry. They can use all these different things to emotionally one up men in a lot of cases, right? And if we're okay with that, cool. But guess what? Sometimes the balance of that may be people act out differently. You know what I'm saying? Like my child, for example, I'm not trying to compare things, but when he's hungry, when he sleeps, he acts out. People act out when they're deprived of certain things. Now, listen, I get it. Women can say, hey, this is the reason why I'm doing it. But I'm saying that's not the same thing is all I'm saying. Right. And when the person has to decide on whether or not they're going to forgive the other person and try to make through or whatever, part of that is why did you cheat? You know what I'm saying? And also, how did you cheat? And also, as we found out earlier in the show, with whom you cheated. You know what I'm saying? All of these things matter. And so to your point, okay, cool, a woman can cheat. I'm saying a lot of times, to your point, if women are dating up, they're cheating to leave the relationship. A lot of times, guys are not cheating to leave the relationship. They're not trying to step up. They're not trying to replace you
to make it better, make it stronger.
Honestly, they're also not trying to morally wound you either. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I got this need over here. I'm going to go do this over here. So that's the same thing. But Ace Hood is not one of those guys because he is not cheating on his wife. And we believe in Ace Hood. You know what I'm saying? We are, good black men who don't believe in cheating.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? All the time, or at least like on a public broadcast. Right? So,
and we're definitely not admitting it on the Dear Wifey podcast. Never.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, but no, Jay's right. You don't have to
negotiation.
Cheat. Listen, in truth, you shouldn't have to, but humans are going human, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Men and women marry people they're not attracted to for real, who they can't talk to for real, they don't like for real. So what the fuck do you think is going to happen?
To Nick's point, sometimes cheating is opening the renegotiations.
Yeah. Oh, you feel me?
I see what you did. Yes.
I see what you did there, Jay.
Mm-hmm. That was very clever, Jay.
Sometimes you got to break the contract to renegotiate the contract is what Jay's saying.
Not like a bunch of excuses to normalize weakness versus masculinity, but I got it.
It's playing chess, not checkers.
It's
I got it. You got to normalize excuses. You know what I'm saying? I got it.